what do we want to do today? I think it's great how they always put this on alchemy play when almost none of us want to play alchemy. Just put it on standard. Alright. Actually, we're going to go into historic because we've got Tovolar's Bag of Tricks today. So, welcome to Tpull's Corner. It is Travis with his new Elspeth avatar here against Uber Derps. And we have Tovolar already, which is half the combo. And let's see what we can get going here. We have a deck of more than 145 cards. We've got to pay for Archway Commons for our second round. But then we'll be able to play pretty much anything that we have. So, let's go ahead and put Tovolar down. Three lands. Will you cast a spell? No? You're just going to let Tovolar turn. Interesting. Okay, let's put down Foreboding Statue and Neglected Heirloom. That way we'll switch back to daytime and see if Tovolar survives this turn. We get a card draw already. I like that. They get to scry every turn, which is nothing to it's nothing to laugh at. Scry every turn is not a bad deal in this game. Alright, they actually cast a spell. And what do we want to do? I think, let's see, that's... Oh yeah, we can exile it right away. Go away. And then we'll just start using that mana and we'll go get another card draw. And normally I wouldn't necessarily do this with Foreboding Statue in this, but we don't have Maskwood Nexus out yet, so we might be able to transform the statue before we even get the Nexus, which would be handy. They have a backup sheet, Mondrak. What do we want to do against that? Do we just want to make him sacrifice it? He is tapped out. I don't want to do Witness Protection in case he has some sort of disenchant. So this one's the right one to do. And then we can do this, and let's go ahead and do Scry 2. Concealing Curtains in Biolume Egg. I don't mind Concealing Curtains. Biolume Egg is not right for this particular moment. Alright, now we're going to get another card draw. We get the Concealing Curtains. We can put them down now. Why not? A third Mythic Rare. Really? A third Mythic Rare card in a row. This Uber Derps is Uber indeed, but we have Witness Protection. Let's go ahead and put down Risk Relic of Legends. And with that, we can also put down Fauna Shaman. And then we're attacking with Tovolar again. And this time he blocks to lose the legitimate business person. Alright, we got rid of a Phyrexian Vindicator. 3 Mythic Rares down. How many more to go? If they have a board wipe now, we are in so much trouble. Queen all in all. And a Johnny. sleeper.
Why resist us? Phyrexia
digging, right?
offers purpose for all. We have allies everywhere.
You gonna put that on the bottom of your library, or do you need 7 mana? That taps them out, doesn't it? So it's possible they're there and just they're gonna start roping. If they did the math, they know I can convert Concealing Curtains into Revealing Eye, and we'll just win. So this is a 5-color deck. And we basically took the last 3 decks from the Tovolar playlist, and we mashed them all together into one large deck. Because as you recall, we started with black, and then we had a red, green, and white deck, and then we had a red, green, and blue deck. We always have to have red and green because the shell is centered around Tovolar Dire Overlord. And so we had Tovolar's Tricks for the black, Tovolar's Humans for the white, and Tovolar's Transformations for the blue. And now we just put them all 3 other colors in with the red and white to make a 5-color deck, and we're just calling it Bag of Tricks. It's all of Tovolar's Bag of Tricks. And we need the Maskwood Nexus, and then we could just transform more of these without even paying. It's interesting, since Phyrexia All Will Be One came out, I haven't seen anybody try and add a Johnny into it in order to get his maximum emblem out and start adding poison counters that way. Probably because they made it so easy to do anything else, right? There's so many easier ways to get poisoned than trying to get a Planeswalker ultimate. Okay, and I think I forgot to do Concealing Curtains. But they were too far gone. I got so distracted talking, I forgot what my next move was supposed to be. Learn from my mistakes, people. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We keep getting a couple of more subscribers each time, so thanks for signing up. Let's go ahead and show you the entire deck. And if you haven't seen the 3 previous ones that kind of give you a good overview of the individual colors, just go onto my YouTube channel and type in Tovolar, and that'll pull up the playlist. And that's a fun one to watch, I think. It's only 3 videos. And that's when I talk about liking and subscribing and stuff. If you want to share something like that playlist with somebody who might be interested, that's a good thing to do. And what happened to our server? Oh no. We actually had a couple of disconnections yesterday, but they came back. So I guess we'll be patient and wait. Okay, I knew you could do it. But for some reason there's a really big delayed reaction here to anything that I click. So I've got to be patient and careful. But I can tell you the second part of the combination is Maskwood Nexus, like the previous 3 videos that we did on using Tovolar. We make everything, every creature type, as soon as Maskwood Nexus is out. So the conditions for all of these cards are going to be exactly the same. We'll have Maskwood Nexus out, we'll have Tovolar out, we'll have the creature we want to transform out, and we need a 3rd creature. Because you need to control 3 or more wolves and or werewolves, and it needs to be daytime during your upkeep. So at the beginning of your upkeep, once you meet all those requirements, it turns into night, and you can transform any number of human werewolves you control. With Maskwood Nexus, everything we have is a human werewolf. And if we don't have 3 creatures, we can create a third one with the shapeshifter that Mask with Nexus provides. So it settles our problem for us there. And we have a bunch of cards that transform, and almost none of them are wolves. To help us out also, we have Meticulous Excavation to return target permanents to our hands. Delver of Secrets is one we can transform. Control in the form of 3 witness protections. Concealing Curtains we can transform for free instead of paying 3. Ecstatic Awakener we transform, instead of paying 3 and sacrificing another creature, we could turn it from a 1/1 into a 4/4 for free. 1 Strangle. 1 Neglected Heirloom from Shadows over Innistrad. Turns from a 1/1 equipment into a +3/+3 and First Strike. This one we can't transform with Nexus, but if it's equipped to a creature who does transform, that's when the blade transforms. Or I should say the heirloom transforms into the blade, and it doesn't go back. Ambitious Farmhand can turn it from a 1/1 into a 3/3. And in this case, we actually have all 5 colors. So if we don't have the Nexus out, or we're missing Tovolar for some reason, we can actually pay the costs associated with the transformation for each of these. It's just really fun when you get like 6 of them down at once. Like you get Tovolar and the Nexus down first, and then you get some of the others around, and then finally you get to a good place to trigger the transformation, and that's when you transform them all. That can be a nice little shock to the opponent. So I'm not sure if I should go through every single card. The deck list is listed below because there's 147 cards. So as I sort of scan through these real quick, you can just pause the video at any point and look at any one that you want to. But I'm thinking, okay, actually I want to change that Jacob Hawken. It's starting to bug me. Where are you? Can I do it that way? Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. Alright, I'll have to just keep it that way. I don't like that alternate art, but I don't want to go search for him because I haven't searched yet, and that'll take forever. Where was I? Modern Age. We can transform Enchantment Sagas 2 with this combo. Sheoldred's Edict for a little bit more control. Smash to Dust for control. We'll take Visionary. Azusa's Many Journeys. 4 Fauna Shamans, so we can go get Tovolar. It's our little creature tutor card. Shigeki, that's kind of our graveyard tutor card. Mystic Skull. And I pointed out before, we can't turn the Mystic Skull into the Mystic Monstrosity, but we could transform the Monstrosity back into the Skull using the Mask with Nexus Tovolar combo. 4 Kill Shots for control, a couple of Lorens to take out enchantments and artifacts. And I kind of need some feedback from you all. Do you prefer the deck tech where we go through every single card in the deck when we get to these large oversized decks? Or are you just good with, oh hey, there's the deck list, I'll just copy it and take a look at it on my own? I'm not sure. I have a theory that my audience is probably split. But, you know, I'm willing to do either. But for right now, just in the interest of time, and if y'all are bored with this and don't need to look at the deck tech, of course, you can just skip ahead and get to the gameplay. But just in case those people want to stop and inspect some of these cards, I'm always thinking that there's somebody new to the game, relatively new to the game, who found the channel, and they might appreciate being able to pause and just look at a card and read it for themselves if it's the first time they've been exposed to it. Especially since this is a little more complicated because all of our cards are transformational cards for the most part, right? So you've got to read 2 pages, 2 cards worth of text instead of just 1 on a lot of these. And 1 Seagate Restoration. All right. We will go in and see if we can get the combo working at all in Historic. It should be tougher, right? Because we've lumped in so many extra cards. We've gone from a tight 60, maybe 64, 68 cards, and we've more than doubled it. I think having 4 Fauna Shamans is a good idea, perhaps. That we can at least go find Tovolar. Easy enough. But I don't have anything to tutor for artifacts in here. I didn't want to make the deck even bigger just yet. But that's, you know, if we experience a bad night tonight where Mask with Nexus is just buried in the deck and it's never showing up and that kind of thing, that is something to consider. And look, again, this is kind of a little bit of a freeze. It's been a couple of days now of underperforming server connections and interruptions and stuff like that. Oh, never mind. That was why I was waiting. Did it just do... Man, I didn't even get to see a draw. Okay. Well, that's 2 wins in a row. We're due for a crushing defeat now. We never let that stop us. We're yet getting used to being stomped on all the time by Arena whenever it suits their fancy. Okay, but the reason we're here is we actually want to play a game, Arena. Can you give us an actual living opponent who's willing to hang around and play some cards? Play some cards. Success. And we go first. Sweet. At first glance, it appears Magic is being generous to us with the Arena here. We've got a lot of black spells, and it gave me black mana straight out the gate. And there's some of our combo. Okay, so let's go ahead and put out the Ragged Recluse. Next comes the Celestis. Triggers the day-night transformation. And if he's not going to stop us, we'll just go ahead and attack. Although I expect him... Yeah, there we go. He got us! Ah! Okay, so next will be Innocent Traveler, I guess. I don't feel like we need to do any of that yet. So, yeah, let's just put down a creature. We get to see if they also have counter spells or just remove them. And this one is up to the opponent, actually. The opponent may sacrifice a creature, if not, the transformation is automatic. So we didn't rely on getting Tovolar and Mask with Nexus out for this one. And they let that go. And... we have 2 of these, so no time like the present. First blood is ours. Bam! Another one, you say? Nexus comes out. No counter spells. No counter spells. And I'm going to attack because when they cast that non-creature spell, they get the counters. Ooh, I didn't miss it, eh? Okay, fine. Let's do Enrica. Go to next. Each player sacrifices a creature. I'll get rid of my 3/3. We expected that, and then we can still do this. Get rid of your Nev-Mizzet. You can draw a card and deal 1 damage, but you're tapped out and you're losing your dragon. Alright, took out a legendary dragon wizard. It's good to be me. Oh, man. with all the removal. They got a nice little mix of spells and creatures. It's like the perfect mix. Let's put down Enduring Angel because we can actually afford to. This is probably the earliest in any game I've had 3 white mana sources. That way at least they can't send direct damage to our face. Let's see, they get +2. And copy. Okay. Let's put this puppy down. And let's go ahead and make one of these. And I feel like attacking. That's a shock, but I've got first strike. Do you have another damage spell? I think they miscalculated. I have double strike. So they didn't even have first strike. Alright, but they have Thousand Year Storm, which is a problem. So we get rid of Fauna Shaman, and we're going to get Tovolar. And we can't really afford to bring them out right now, but let's bring out Machiko's Reign of Truth. Plus up the Enduring Angel. Attack with the Angel. Double strike. And then get rid of you. Because I want to go get a red mana source for just basic lands. I want all 5 colors represented here. Drawing a card isn't the greatest for them. They can get rid of the Enduring Angel. What else can you do? Now everything's a wolf. You can block one. Can you also take out the... No, they couldn't. Okay, we got him. Well, we did get the combo out on the battlefield officially. We just didn't able to use it for anything. And this happens a lot with my janky decks, especially if you suddenly start going into 100, 150 card decks, where I've had a number of battles where I'll get just finally the right position and then the game will be over. And sometimes it's them killing me, and sometimes it's them scooping. Ooh, my first completed Huntmaster with the new incubator type stuff. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, incubate 3. There's what the Phyrexian looks like when it comes out. Alright, let's do one more. So I do like the fact that we could show the quickness with which, if we just get either Tovolar itself or we get Fauna Shaman, then it's just a straight shot to Tovolar. So the key really is, as soon as we get Masked with Nexus, I'm not worried about finding one of my 4 copies of Tovolar after that. We actually got rid of one of our creature tutors to go get the card we wanted, using the other creature tutor. And there, we actually have both of them up front. Too bad that Fauna Shaman can't tutor for artifacts too, but then it would probably be a lot more expensive. Alright, let's start with the Storm-Carved Coast, and a large deck size here with our opponents as well. And missed a land drop. Well, we did win 3 in a row, right? Good times, good times. Okay, let's go ahead and put down the concealing curtains. Oh, it's that kind of deck. That means they'll have Gates Ablaze. Ugh. Okay, so we got red, white, and blue. And we're going to need green and black, so let's go get the green now. Let's go see what kind of disgusting things that this opponent has. Light of Hope, Circuitous Route, Kenrith, Gatebreaker. Gross, those are all gross. Okay, so what can he put out first? Gatebreaker Ram? He's already... you know what? Kenrith is actually the bigger threat, probably? Yeah, too many options there. But that means the Gatebreaker Ram can come down right now. 2 Guild Summits. That's going to give him a lot of card draw, isn't it? Okay, so if we do lore now, we can at least get rid of one of those. Probably my best move. And then we'll pay for the Archway Commons. Auto pay, so we keep it, and now we can have whatever colors we want, basically. Eight. How do we deal with the 8/8 cheap? Because he's got Light of Hope, so they can destroy my target enchantment without much of a problem. And it's got Trample, too. I could draw a card looking for a solution. Ugh. Yeah, that didn't help much. Let's see what Scrying does for us. Relic and Land is... I don't think either one of those are going to help us right now. So... you know what? Let's just do it. They've got the spell. Let's make them use the spell at least, so if we have something else come up... it can be depressing when the enemy has exactly the thing they need to foil your plans. It may be worse the fact that I know they have it. They can't block this 3 points though because our Revealing Eye has Menace. But even so... 25 life. Yeah, this time. We can play that land. We can play Restoration of Aganjo. Thin out the stuff in our deck. Put down Tovolar. Draw a card. Ugh. Ugh. Why didn't I do that first? I should have done that first before I cast Tovolar. Gates ablaze. Yeah, I shouldn't have cast Tovolar at all, huh? I would have just held on to my mana. Tovolar would be up in my hands. They always get, look at that, 90 cards still to go through, and they still got one of their Gates ablaze already. And that's lethal with us tapped out. So really, I don't know that we would have done very good, but we didn't. I did misplay there. I really should have done the draw card to see what I was going to get before spending mana on Tovolar, especially since I already knew about Gates ablaze. Learn from my mistakes, people. I'm not playing ranked right now, so I'm kind of playing loose and sloppy and just concentrating more on talking to you guys. But it makes for a good lessons learned because I usually do catch my misplays as I make them. And that allows me to give out some tips. So there's a tip from your Uncle Larry. Draw your card first and then figure out what you're going to do. Same opening card, eh? Dross Pits again. They're going to get a lot of life from us because of their Spectrum Sentinel. Because I have a lot of non-basic lands. I could destroy the target artifact. But if this is an artifact deck, it might be better to hold on. Right now, I might need to get rid of the Sentinel because it can block Tovolar. Hello. 1 damage to each creature. I feel like Scoot Swarm is the bigger threat. And I don't have red mana yet, so I've got to pay for that. Actually, if I do Witness Protection, that'll stop Scoot Swarm easy enough, right? If they have any kind of way to get rid of the enchantment, I'll have some warning. And they already have Mycosynth Gardens. And Asusa's Many Journeys, do they have the extra land? That would be helpful to them if Scoot Swarm was still active. So either they decided it wasn't worth it or they actually don't have it. Alright, we can put down there. They can get more life. Let's put down a Relic of Legends. I kind of need that to be tapped out before I use Field of Ruin on it, right? Okay. What do I do here? Let's try Tovolar. We have touchdown. A little concerned about the removal that the swamps might get at us. But we're kind of at an impasse, right? If they don't remove Tovolar, hello, they've got a battle tactic. So, destroy attacking creature. Tap Tovolar to pay for the mana. We were going to have to get rid of Sentinel anyway. bite down. Ugh. Alright, so let's do this. You become a 1/1 legitimate businessman. And we deal 1 damage to everything. And we get rid of Mycosynth Guardians. And we'll go get the red source. I'm half dead already from all that. Just from those 1/1s hitting me all the time. What is he waiting for? There we go. All tags in. And Zendikar's Royal. Well, that's disgusting. Let's do Voldarin Pariah. They have a Halpak Piper? Not anymore, you don't. What is this, some sort of strange mirror match? Thank you very much. Let's go draw something. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Sorry, we want to seek. Ah, there we go. We've got a long way to go. Just 3 points. They get a 2/2 right away. Such a good-looking 2/2. Wormcoil Engine. That's gross. That's tough. Okay, I think we need to go find an answer for that. Okay, so now what do I do? It's only 1 to equip, so we're good there. Do I return the engine? I guess. I need a bit of time. It's not going to be enough. He can nearly kill me with the 2/2 if I never block with Pariah. I don't have any artifacts in here, right? So it's just going to have me draw a card. The Sousa's Many Journeys is like the worst card to hit me this entire time. I mean, anything that's not a land itself against threats like this. Okay, so here, Farmhand gets us a Plains. Maybe we can play that too. No, we don't want to play that. So next, draw a card. Okay. I gotta stay on defense, right? When it dies, it gets more stuff. That's a problem. They attack just with that? Do they still have a battle tactic? I gotta do something though. What do they have? Colossal growth. Ouch. Okay. So they can't cast 2 mana spells. You can scry, I guess. That would be a good card to get if I could draw. I don't have any way to draw, do I? I already used the way to draw. We can do this here. Next, transform Enrica. Bingo. Alright. I can't attack. Can I afford to pay for that? Yes. Alright. We've got 2 lifelink creatures, 3 blockers. I need them to attack with Wormcoil Engine. Yes. Okay, so lifelink, lifelink. Lost my sword. I'm still alive. They get all their extra creatures. I gain a bunch of life. I attack with what I got. And we destroy everything. We are still alive. Against a rampaging Brontodon. Okay, so just every card's going to be a bomb now after this. Out of the next 70 cards that you have, half of them will be bombs. Understood. Okay, we have Fierce Retribution. Let's see what they top deck. They need what? 1 more land if they're going to sacrifice the World Tree, or 2 more lands? Cleanup Crew again. Ouch. That is kind of another bomb, isn't it? That's a 6/6. And, oh, they get rid of my Hand of Enlightenment, too. That's smart. Alright, we get rid of a 16/16. I'm proud of that. We block that with Likeness of the Seeker. And all we do is get a land. So, no attacks. Tovolar transforms. It's not the best top deck in the world for them, but they know I can't really attack now. Or can I? They get to choose a land card. None of that was land. Oh, they drew a card and the card was a land. Okay. Which still helps them. It is not looking good for us any longer. Was it ever really looking good? Where's my Maskwood Nexus at anyway? Ooh, he wants to do it. Okay. They'll take out Tovolar, leaving me with the Likeness of the Seeker, but then they're good either way, right? Because if they get land, that means they get another 2/2 creature each time, and if it's not a land, it's a useful spell. Tovolar comes back. Tovolar comes down. Attack with the Seeker. And if they're going to try and cast a spell every turn, or do something like that, Then they're not going to be able to switch it back to daytime, are they? Do they care? I can give trample to the wolf, right? Is it worth giving up Tovolar right here? I feel like time is against me. What's left for them to think? Oh, just creating more power stones. Okay. And it's a land. Okay. Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Auto pay. 12 damage. And a card draw. It's another land. Well, we are in the mid game. I did have to get to a point where I drew a couple of lands in a row. Uh-oh. Red and green. Perfect for them. They've got the perfect attacker and or blocker now. I can't stop any part of that. And then they can just move it over and equip it onto the other creature when they're done. In the meantime, they get all of this crap. Ugh. Is that not the best top deck they could have possibly ever asked for in the entire world? That wasn't even in their deck. The Special Wizards team that spies on my games just put it in there. They're just as amazed as I am. They didn't move the sword over. It's probably a mistake to bring the shaman down. Let's just attack with that one. And I noticed how Titan of Industry was in the top 7 cards there, so yeah. I guess not a bomb in every card, but if you can look through the top 7, they are getting plenty of bombs in there. Mythic rare, mythic rare, mythic rare, rare. I've got one rare. Do you get the sense that we're kind of in over our head against this particular deck?
Symbiosis is harmony, and harmony
and
is
Besieger. Wow. They're just humming right along now. And notice I'm not drawing anything except green and red now. Thanks, Wizards team. I'm flooding out with land and drawing only green and red out of a 5-color deck. You guys are awesome. I fought my way back from almost death,
the trees can
near
fight
death,
their
and now
own
you do that to me.
battles.
So just to rub it in, you're going to make this a land? With my luck, it'll be the Masswood Nexus finally. Too late to do anything. Yep, it's a land. Called it the first time. What is that? That's like 3 lands out of the last 4 turns. Yeah, we can't do anything against that. Here, we'll just pass the turn for a second. They can just bum rush us with everything. Should choose 5 life and a Rhino, right? Unless they want to destroy the Relic of Legends. We're just going to play this out. Bear with me for a sec. This Ganesh, they seem to have a pretty good deck. Still pretty much, I mean, just basically mono green the whole way through. Okay. Shield token on your 16/16 and protection from red and green. They really are not taking anything for chances, are they? Oh, they had an Ulamog in there too? Oh, like you didn't have enough mythic rares. Yeah, so every now and then you have to realize that some people have spent a lot of money on this game, and they just went out and they get every mythic rare they can get their hands on, and they put it in the game. And yeah, that was a lot of mythic rares. Alright, no combo today. And that's the risk that we paid because we had so many cards. It does make it a lot harder to actually get to that point. Although we did get to the point where we got them both on the field. If the game had lasted longer, we would have been able to do stuff. So let me go pull this up one more time. I'm not entirely dissatisfied with the way this this entire bag of tricks worked. Because I know in one of the matches I did a couple of misplays, and in this last match we were up against just a ton of mythic rares. And we still managed to hold in and kind of battle quite a bit. So let me show you the overall configuration. 43 creatures, 59 creatures, still just a 2.8 average mana, and we ended up with a total lands of 54 total out of the 147. So approximately, you know, 1 out of every 3 cards was a land card. And we didn't do too bad with flooding out overall. So yeah, still like the deck. Not sure if the others would probably perform a little bit better. Just a little more consistent, a little bit tighter so we can actually get the desired combo out. But once you do get the combo going, you're kind of guaranteed to pop off with any of the other cards that you draw. And it can be really fun. So somebody let me know if you ever copy this and run it out for a spin and manage to get it going. I don't want to do a whole demonstration with Sparky. I think we've done enough with Tovolar and Mask with Nexus and Sparky to actually show how various things work. We did an extra one with with the Enduring Angel to show how we could reset our life total to 3 for multiple times in a row, and that was kind of fun. But no, I think we're done with this. Yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Remember, like and subscribe. This is Travis saying thanks for joining me, and have a good one.